So hi guys, hi Govardo.
Hello, how's it going?
Oh yes, fine. And so yes, I was so happy to see you on this concert on Saturday. That's so wonderful. And yeah, just tell a bit more about who you are and how you met Hank Massive.
Well, we've been making music together for about a year and a half, and what we do is every morning we wake up and we check the weather, and we find somewhere that's nice and sunny, and we call it follow the sun. So we go somewhere nice and sunny, we take our music with us and perform on the streets and find people in cities all over Europe who enjoy listening to live spontaneous music, and that's how the project started. And now we're also playing concert halls as well on our current tour with Hank Massive.
So Hank Massive was kind of a big opportunity to develop and to play more, not to play only on the street, but to play on a big scene, we can say, yes?
Yeah, so I mean, they're good friends of ours, and it's been an amazing opportunity for us really to be able to perform, as you said, in concert halls and in front of captive audiences, and we feel that yeah, like so far the response has been amazing, so we're really excited, very happy to be doing it.
Yeah, we're working together as one big team, you know, so it's a great opportunity for us to be able to perform, and for them it's also a great benefit to have us on the technical side of things. You know, Jack works with the sound, I'm in the back with the sound, so like, you know, some of the singers that come on stage with Hank Massive, they're also doing other roles, so everybody's working together, and you know, it's a well-oiled machine.
Yes. Wow. And that's because you on the scene when you see this six Hank, and you only with guitar and with your voice, there is nothing to prepare. We can say it can be all together.
Yeah, it's much easier for us. I mean, we just carry around a guitar, and we have a Bose speaker, and that's it. You know, the Hang guys have about they sing 500 kilos of luggage.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a huge setup for them, technical setup.
That would be something to think about for the future. There wasn't really the time to prepare anything musically together. But, you know, this is like the beginning of the Govardo and Hank Massive joining together.
Yes.
So we'll see what happens.
Because Hank Massive from the beginning is only these two guys, Daniel and Marcus, yes?
Yeah, so the kind of core band is Danny and Marcus, and then sometimes I help them out as well, and then there's Victoria who sings with them as well, and then other guests and people that join in the concerts, you know, so.
No, because this lady, she comes from New Zealand, as I remember.
The girl who was singing?
Yes.
No, she's from the UK.
UK also? Sorry, okay, my mistake.
No problem.
And no, they join just for the tournée, for the concert, or they play more?
They do play sometimes together, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. No, that's really amazing. So yes, well, as you said, you can many things can join with Hank Massive. So it's only these two guys, and after, yes, some people want to sing, some people want to play.
Yeah.
You can join everything.
They're very open spirits, and you know, it's great to see how they enjoy integrating with other musicians and things. You know, we're also, you know, Dominik and I would also love to do our own tour as well at some point, so it's a great experience now just for learning lots of things, and you know, building new fans and finding new fans in many new countries, you know.
Now I think, as I saw your concert, and after the concert how people were with you, I think to have fun, yes, you can connect more and more fans. Yes. Yes, people were really happy. And you say, because you met Hank Massive, what you say out of radio, so we say again.
Yeah.
You met Hank Massive something like 8-9 years ago?
Yeah, so Dominik and I were living in Bath in the south of England, and it's a very musical city. You know, lots of people playing music on the streets. There are many venues that have live music, jam nights. You know, lots of musicians. A university that's very focused on music as well. So yeah, me and Dominik were living there, and Hang Massive came to Bath and did some street performance then, which is when they were just starting the project. And I helped them out to do some audio, some recordings. We became friends then, and then yeah, for many years now we've been working together. And me and Dominik have only been playing together for like a year and a half, but we were friends before that, and I used to go to listen to Dominik singing in the music nights in Bath, and I think he heard me a few times also on the streets, and so we all knew each other, you know. That was where it all started, really.
But how it start together? It's more you with your voice. You were looking for a guitarist, or are you how you start to play together?
The thing is, I don't think we were looking for anything, and that's why something happened. You know,
or opportunity. And,
well, we went to Goa together to kind of visit the Hang Massive, because they have their headquarters in Goa in India. So we went out there, and Jack was going to be working on his own stuff. I went just to relax. I just wanted to kind of try life somewhere else. And during this time of just space and openness, you know, I would come home after like a day at the beach, and I would just play guitar a little bit, and Jack would hear me and he'd be like, "Oh, that's cool," and he'd come down, and then we'd start working on it together, and then he'd show me a song, and after a few weeks we realized like we work quite well together, you know. There's something happening, clicking here musically, and so, you know, we decided when we get back from India, let's try playing together, you know. And we got back, we recorded our first album in like 2 days. We just chose a bunch of songs that we both loved. We recorded it live in our living room, and then we just went and played on the street, and that was, you know, really unplanned. The whole thing was just because we were both in a point in our lives where we were open to something happening. And when you create that space, and when you slow down a little bit sometimes, then you can recognize where the flow is and then jump into it. You know, otherwise a lot of times you're just using your own forces and your own plans and your mind and your, you know, energy to forge something that maybe isn't aligned with what's going on around you. So, you know, you really have to listen and be kind of intuitive.
To feel.
Yeah, and that's kind of the moment that we were both in, you know, in our lives, and so it just kind of matched up and clicked into place. We'd both been doing music separately for many, many years. I was in many bands, Jack was in many bands, and this project is very stripped back, you know. It's just a guitar, just a vocal, but somehow that's all we need at the moment.
Yes. No. And you said, Dominik, about no, because it's interesting for our suitcase radio, our Radio Walizka. So we are in Poland right now. We are in Warsaw, and you say you have you are a bit Polish. Yes.
Yeah, I have Polish roots. Both my parents were born in Poland. And you know, they left the country in the mid-'80s, so I wasn't born here, but we spoke Polish at home, and so I've learned language, and I'd come back, and I'd lived here when I was you know, 18 or so. I lived here for a few years, so, you know, I learned all the new slang and stuff, because when you learn Polish from two people, you only know kind of limited vocabulary, just what they happen to use. So when I first came to Poland, even though I could speak fluently, there was so much I still had to learn. And but over a few years spending here, you know, I learned the swears and the slang and all of that, and all the things that my parents didn't say. And now I'm here, you know, 10 years later again, and I'm hearing new words and things. And the country has changed. Last time I was in Warsaw, you know, I don't remember it, you know, being so beautiful. It's been renovated. You know, I've been talking to some of the taxi drivers and stuff. I always like to strike up conversations with them, and because they see how things are moving and shifting and changing, and some of these guys have said, like, yeah, it's insane how much these last 10 years have done. You know, the European Union has really kind of helped in that. And
what changed a lot in Warsaw, it was the European Cup in football.
yeah.
3-4 years ago, I don't remember.
Interesting.
And they changed a lot about the stadium. I
Mhm.
don't, but you saw from here,
Yeah,
I think
you can see the
the
stadium.
new stadium. It was a really old stadium, and they built everything for this European Cup.
Yeah.
And they changed about the metro, for many things changed this with this Euro.
It's a really exciting place to be now, you know. Like, I come to Poland quite often, but I usually go to Wrocław
Yes.
in the west because that's where my family's from, or I go up to Gdańsk or Gdynia. But I haven't spent as much time in Warsaw. But like overall now I see, you know, I think Jack would agree, right? Like what's your impression of Poland? It's your first time
Oh, it's
here.
amazing, yeah. It's very, for me it feels like a very, it's the capital of Poland, but it's very quiet, you know, it's
Yes.
very peaceful. And, you know, it's very, the food is lovely, you know, the food is great. And
But what is
the weather isn't so good now, you know.
No,
it's
you are
very
not in
cold.
the best period, we can say.
But it's kind of like stepping back in time, you know, just all the buildings are very, you know, old and very well maintained, and you know,
Well, you
it's
live
very
in a
romantic.
really great place here. Also,
Oh,
yes.
beautiful, yeah.
And when you say about food, what did you like? What you ate for these 3 days? What was the best thing you ate?
I mean, everything I've had has been really good, you know, the
But
sausages.
one word you remember about some food?
I've been looking at the menus in English,
Okay.
so I don't know the words, but you know, like the sausage with the
Kielbasa?
cabbage
Oh.
and
Yeah, bigos,
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 yeah,
yes.
it's really good.
gołąbki,
Yeah, just great food.
schabowe,
Yes. Kotlets,
kotlets.
Slabo. I thought you went in some bar mleczny. Bar mleczny, it's we can say a bar for everybody. If you have no money, there are some rich people also who come. You come for really no money. It costs really nothing. We can say for 10 zloty, for €2.50, you can have really good food. And this kind of place, so you can eat many Polish things, all what you want, and you can meet all people who live in Warsaw.
Where is it?
Bar mleczny, there are few in Warsaw, and the best one, which I like, it's on Nowy Świat, so we can say the best street in Warsaw, and there is one bar mleczny, I don't remember the name, but I can look and tell you.
Mm-hmm.
And that could be really nice. You try that.
Yeah,
Mm,
that was
sounds great.
Nowy Świat, that's just down there by the castle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nowy Świat, you go. You have the old city.
Mhm.
After you have Krakowskie Przedmieście, and just after there is Nowy Świat.
Mm.
And Nowy Świat, you have really good bar mleczny. So if you want to really live how Warsaw is it and how Poland is, bar mleczny is really great.
Mm.
Sounds good.
Maybe we should have gone there to do the interview.
Oh yes, but I can go with you if you want. No? I can show you.
Do they have apple pie there?
Szarlotka.
Because the apple
Yes,
pie
no,
here is
for
so
sure
good
they
as
have
well.
everything. So for sure.
Have
I
you
see,
had it?
yes.
Oh, it's so good. I've had it twice now. Yeah,
No,
it's
no,
like huge.
actually,
I was just expecting like a little triangle, you know, like you get in England, just a little triangle, but it's like a huge pile of like apple basically. It's like so good, a lot of real apple in it. You know.
no, but try that. Yes. And yeah, no, to come back about your music, about how it's going, because right now each dates for Ang Massive, because you work with them, so you are doing each date all concerts with Ang Massive, yes.
Yeah, pretty much every single concert. There's a few that we're not doing. I think the only one we're not doing now is Budapest because they sold out of the show, so they added a second show on the same night. So the schedule is very tight. So they have to do 2 shows in a row on the same evening in Budapest. So we won't play during that one, but other than that, all the other shows we're playing.
No,
It's great traveling together. you know, the tour manager is a great guy, Melis. He keeps everyone in check, and
because you said before about their materials, they have about 500 kilo, something like that.
Yeah.
And but how you travel together? You are by car or by for how?
Doing flights and minibuses, and you know, just yeah. I mean, the tour manager's organised everything, so it's running smoothly. We don't need to worry too much about that.
Okay.
yeah.
Taxis sometimes as well. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
And in the meantime, when we have a little time off, like here we've had in Warsaw, we try to work on some other things just to like, because we're meeting all these new people like you, you know, we're doing this tour and there's motion, you know, and so we want people to be able to stay connected with us, and you know, I don't know when the next time is going to be that we come back to Poland or Latvia or some of these other places we went to. So we want to create things online that people can continue, you know, connecting with. You know, it's important. So we're just working on a new video that we're going to release. We just released our first song on Spotify the other day, Queen of Camouflage, so people can now find us on Spotify,
YouTube.
Yeah, we're just building all these things up, you know, and we're learning how to do it ourselves, and it's a really great adventure, you know. It's like sometimes you can get a little stressed out, oh, we got to do this, we got to do that, but really, you know, at the core of it, it's just fun. Like, our job is fun, and the more we remember that, the more it's just like, you know, we can let it be. We do as much as we can. We do what we love, and we see that people are open to it and receptive, so like we want to continue sharing it. It's very encouraging. Every show we do, we get a lot of encouragement from people, great reaction, and we're like, okay, well then we'll keep doing this, we'll keep giving you something, you know. And you know, on stage we only have 30 minutes to give people something, but you know, if they connect with us online, we can continue giving it to them, and hopefully do more shows, you know.
Oh, that's really good to listen what you say when we see this society who come more and more, we can say more and more close, more and more, yes, we don't want to see other, we want to stay only together, only us. And you speak about meeting other people, about traveling, no, that's really, really interesting messages.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, even our group, we're traveling 8 people together, and we represent 6 different countries. You know, we have somebody from Russia, from Sweden, from Poland, from England, America, and I'm forgetting one, but like, you know, we represent, just in the small group of 8 of us, we already represent many nations, and you know, so the whole thing is just borderless. We don't like to think of it as like, you know, people with differences. It's more like we're all from a different place, but we're all sharing in the same experience. You know.
But because all these people, all these people from different countries, but you live all together. You live in England.
No, we don't really. I mean, people say, "Where are you from?" and it's a very difficult question to answer, because we don't live in one place anymore. You know, we're traveling all the time. So sometimes we're in India, sometimes we're in Thailand, sometimes we're in England, sometimes we're in Europe, sometimes we're in America. You know, like, we don't really have a home at this point in time. You know. Because of the journey we're on with the music, it's something that we have to be very spontaneous.
Yes.
You know, it's very hard to make a plan months ahead. We have to just be, it's almost like living day to day in some ways, you know, but it's working, you know. It's like, people say, how do you do that, you know? Yes. But it works by itself, you know. Sometimes, you know, we're able to spend a few months in one place, and then that's our home, you know, for that time.
No, when I see you smile, guys, when I see how you speak and who's this energy here, no, that's a wonderful message.